in-person employees maker are guided through class annotations and generations checks.
So what you're saying is you're not going to give current customers the same, but now you can do better. You're actually trying to get a whole new customer.
Yes, so Seaside's technology in VisualWorks and Object Studio is saying to our current customers, here's Seaside, we support it, use it now for the state, as opposed to it's unsupported, it's functional. Right. Web velocity is, hey, people who've heard of the Seaside thing, here, give it a go. It's not give small talk a go, it's give the Seaside thing a go. It's easy. And it's only easy when we take all the models away, because you get this significant what now problems are Object Studio, VisualWorks, Suite, etc.
You're saying with the Seaside it's better than CVML because Blah, it's better than the other web development tools because Blah. Oh yeah, by the way, it happens to be
small. So, and that's why it's
is it possible that, like, I mean, the early adopter of that, the Ruby on Rails people, wouldn't be that scared of Smalltalk as other developers in the past were because of the big gap? Like, it's possible that the gap is ROR is closer to Smalltalk, that it's going to be easy for those. I mean, in a sense, the people that are now doing Ruby on Rails were really early adopter compared to what they moved out of, right?
Yeah.
It's a stepping stone that shouldn't be too hard.
I don't think you can get too many people like that because they work with Ruby, which is free, and coming to Smalltalk, it's very hard for them to buy anything.
Is web velocity is a non-commercial version available?
How will we know that yet?
Well, I mean, will it be?
I think my intention is that there will be, but I can't really speak for that. I expect there will be.
And if I'm a commercial user of web velocity, do I have access to all of the other Smalltalk stuff that's available from Cincom Smalltalk?
No. No, it is a separate product. It is not a Cincom Smalltalk. And this was an interesting marketing sort of decision by management to say that this is Cincom Web Velocity, well, Cincom Smalltalk Web Velocity, to kind of remove that in-your-face Smalltalkism. You pick up, I mean, basically the idea is that if you do become a hardcore Smalltalk or after using Web Velocity, you can very painlessly upgrade into full Smalltalk.
So is web velocity cheaper than full Smalltalk?
Don't know.
Okay.
So how soon in web velocity are you going to run into writing Smalltalk code?
Pretty much straight away, because you start writing Seaside code that's Smalltalk code. You can write block code that's Smalltalk code. The only thing you're going to write that is a Smalltalk code is how to get the CSS. What's the history from?
Yeah, so is it just going to be a subset of the library, or?
Yeah, the idea is to bundle in the way that it's coherent for a person who comes up to this stuff and wants to do it, isn't going to get crowded with noise.
So you have all the GUI code, but you're not getting the GUI.
And all depends on how capable the development environment is in the browser.
Yeah, I think you're pretty likely to
So what's going to be missing?
What's going to be missing?
not the term.
Not the chapter. Yeah. That's true. I am hoping to knock out visual players. I don't see any good reason for that into the velocity killer.
Is anybody actually still using that?
Yes.
Running large, important systems.
I don't know visual way it is.
I'll tell you something that won't be.
It's better that way.
Here is something that will not be in web velocity. Java asterisks. It will not be in web velocity, I guarantee.
Well, I'm trying to think, when you say it's a different product, is it going to look like? I'm picturing this as just something canned, like you were saying, there's wizards coming up, there's no web browser, there's no class language, nothing like. I guess I'm not sure if I understand.
He said there was wizards, I mean.
Oh, no, I'm trying to get a feeling, is it like this, or is it just what I recognize it?
And you will be
Is it a custom, it's a thing, or it's just a tool?
a lot of the packaging type of decisions like that haven't been made. But what we would like to happen is that it comes up as something that someone who's a web developer might feel comfortable starting with, not here comes this rather Spartan launcher, which then opens up this rather baroque refactoring browser. And if you're not already in this environment, you're going to get lost.
Okay. You have to download the partial.
So what is
a partial?
So what exists now for the web developer that would look, what would be the closest competition to right now that exists there, or is it a project that doesn't exist at all? Yeah.
In terms of like Seaside like development environments,
Or web development, like broader web development, what would it compare to?
Yeah, that's a hard one. It is kind of unique. I mean, pushing it all into the code and getting those advantages. Yeah. I guess there might be something in this world, but not as a product.
I mean, in terms of things that work the same way it does. I mean, I think in terms of what's the closest competitor.
Because there's a difference between you're running a tool versus like using Seaside as a framework. Now you're going to take that framework and just turn it into put it inside a nice tool. That's what WebLocker will be.
Yeah, sure.
Try it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, I haven't used Seaside much, but I wanted to know where is the distinction between, like you seem to have done it all in small font, distinction between your backend, your application, and your XML page. If there is such concept, I don't know how it works.
So the HTML page is the only code. So that is good. The distinction between the framework and our application is in Squeak, if you've ever used it in Squeak, it's harder to see. But in VisualWorks, in this particular application, this is my application. Like it's separated by being in different packages. Right. So it's joined by dependencies on the namespaces, but it's a very clear distinction between system and program. And that, again, that's actually something we moved a lot.
But you never had to go and edit any HTML. You just did it all in your code.
Yes.
So are you going to provide some insights into why this is done in code as opposed to the old plain HTML templates, which artists can produce without having to write any code?
Because with that, you have the advantage of having like a GUI, with buttons and
that's just a GUI builder.
So let's take a complex page example here and look at what this page is actually composed of. So with HTML templates, not only do you have these different areas, but you've got to blend them all with JavaScript. Mm-hmm. And then you have to blend in the actual scripts on the JavaScript. So let's try to use the JavaScript. So, and then let's not forget the fact that all of these callbacks are dynamic callbacks to blocks of code. So we're starting to get to a point where the actual advantages of HTML templates just completely disappear. And in fact, in the Web 2 world, I mean, the big argument for having HTML templates is to pass it over to the web developer guy who can make a nice pretty page. That doesn't happen anymore in modern Web 2.0 development. What you do is you give them HTML, and then you give back some CSS. And the CSS makes your page nice. So what you do in your code is you put IDs and classes on all of the nodes that matter, and the web developer takes that, applies a style, and straight to the page as it is.
Yeah, it's just that it doesn't work that way.
It does. I'll completely argue against you on that one.
You have to nest divisions. For example, if you want rounded corners on certain divisions, you have to nest divisions inside divisions inside divisions.
No, not anymore. I think we've got curved edges as a plugin in Seaside now. You simply specify the style. The world has changed in that respect. DabbleDB, they sent off their UI to a guy, one of the more respected CSS guys who happened to be in Vancouver. And they got back a week later, and they added in a couple of extra tags into their UI, applied the CSS, and that was that. And that's really where it was, isn't it? A really good example, actually, is CSS being done. I'm not sure how many times that's been brought up over the years, but they have one piece of HTML and over 300 different pieces of CSS and images to apply to that page. And the page was completely different in every single instance. If we had web access here, which I don't, I'm sure you, but
could you have your code set up in Smartpack and then go to your HTML page and embed other